your window to the world.
Female genital mutilation is any partial or total removal of the female genitalia for non-medical reason. FGM inflicts lifelong injuries on women and their female children. It constitutes a violation of women's fundamental human rights and threats to bodily integrity. Globally, more than 200 million girls and women alive today have undergone female genital mutilation. The practice of FGM is high in Nigeria, with 1/4 of the global estimate occurring in the country, and it occurs across all social, cultural, and geopolitical zones in the country. The physical and psychological damage is likely to continue throughout a survivor's life, limiting a capacity to participate fully in society. FGM is a criminal offense in Nigeria. Perpetrators can be jailed for 4 years or 200,000 naira fine. Are you at risk of any form of violence, or you know someone who is? Please speak out now. Break the silence. Let's eliminate violence against women and girls.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
"22 Chinese nationals receive jail terms in Zambia for cyber crimes." And Nigeria and Belarus go into partnership for improved agricultural production. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been sworn in this Sunday for a record-equaling third term. However, as a restive coalition's head following a shock poll setback, his ability to ensure policy certainty in the world's most populous nation will be tested. President Draupadi Murmu administered the oath of office to Modi at a grand ceremony at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the president's palatial palace in New Delhi. The ceremony was attended by thousands of dignitaries, including leaders of 7 regional countries, Bollywood stars and industrialists. Modi, who started as a publicist of the Hindu nationalist Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh RSS, the ideological parent of his Bharatiya Janata Party BJP, is only the second person after independence leader Jawaharlal Nehru to serve a third straight term as Prime Minister. Modi, 73, secured the third term in elections that concluded on June 1st with the support of 14 regional parties in his BJP-led National Democratic Alliance, NDA, unlike the previous 2 terms when his party won an outright majority. The outcome is seen as a big setback to the popular leader, as surveys and exit polls had predicted BJP would serve or would secure even more seats than in 2019. Modi delivered world-beating growth and lifted India's global standing, but appeared to have missed a step at home as a lack of enough jobs, high prices, low incomes and religious fault lines pushed voters to rein him in. Meanwhile, Europeans in 21 countries are voting on the biggest and final day of parliamentarians. In a year of pivotal elections, the EU vote is especially significant on a continent witnessing polarized politics and increased nationalism. Details with Justin Bem-Onyi.
The run-up to the vote has been marked by violent incidents, although an attack that left Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen with minor whiplash and forced her to halt campaigning is not being seen as politically motivated. Europe's main centre-right grouping is expected to come top across the EU when first projections emerge later on Sunday. However, three parties on the far right all have their eye on winning the most seats nationally. France's National Rally, Italy's Brothers of Italy, and Austria's Freedom Party are leading in the polls, as is Belgium's separatist and anti-immigration party Vlaams Belang. Voting already began on Thursday, Friday and Saturday for some EU countries, but the majority of EU member states are voting on Sunday. The European Parliament is the direct link between Europeans and the EU's institutions. 16 and 17-year-olds will be able to vote for the first time in Germany and Belgium, increasing the size of Europe's youth vote. Young Austrians and Maltese have been able to vote from 16 for some time, and Greeks can vote from 17. In Germany alone, there are an estimated 1.4 million eligible 16 and 17-year-olds, among about 5 million first-time voters, so they could make a difference to the outcome. Justin Bem-Onyi, NTA News.
A Zambian court has jailed 22 Chinese nationals over cybercrimes that included internet fraud and online scams targeting Zambians and other people from Singapore, Peru, and the United Arab Emirates. The magistrates' court in the capital, Lusaka, jailed them for periods ranging from 7 to 11 years. Let's get more details from Justin Bem-Onyi.
The court also fined them between $1,500 to $3,000 after they pleaded guilty to charges of computer-related misrepresentation, identity fraud, and illegally operating a network or service. A man from Cameroon also received a prison sentence and fine on the same charges. They were part of a group of 77 people, the majority of them Zambians, arrested in April over what police described as a sophisticated internet fraud syndicate. Cybersecurity analyst Ali Kingston Mwila said in the past they have seen criminals walking away freely after committing such or similar crimes. Director General of the Drug Enforcement Commission, Nassim Branda, said investigations kicked off after authorities noticed a spike in the number of cyber-related fraud cases and many people complained about inexplicably losing money from their mobile phones or bank accounts. Officers from the Commission, police, the Immigration Department and the Anti-Terrorism Unit in April swooped on a Chinese-run business in an upmarket suburb of Lusaka, arresting the 77, including those jailed. Authorities recovered over 13,000 local and foreign mobile phone SIM cards, 2 firearms and 78 rounds of ammunition during the raid. The business, named Golden Top Support Services, had employed unsuspecting Zambians aged between 20 and 25 to use the SIM cards to engage in deceptive conversations with unsuspecting mobile users across various platforms such as WhatsApp, Telegram, chat rooms, and others, using scripted dialogues, Banda said in April after the raid. Justin Bem-Onyi, NTA News.
Now, a medal richly deserved but long denied to an African-American combat medic wounded on Omaha Beach in the D-Day landings has been tenderly laid on the hallowed sands where he saved lives and shed blood. More on this again from Justin Bem-Onyi.
He'd been trying for the,
U.S. First Army soldiers held a ceremony in honor of Waverly Woodson Jr. on the beach where he came ashore and was wounded, and where hundreds of American soldiers were killed by withering fire in the June 6, 1944 landings in Normandy, northern France. The Distinguished Service Cross is the second highest honor that can be bestowed on a member of the U.S. Army and is awarded for extraordinary heroism. The medal was awarded posthumously to Woodson this month, just ahead of the 80th anniversary of D-Day, following years of lobbying for more recognition of his exploits on that fateful day. U.S. First Army Major General William Ryan gently placed the World War II era medal on the sand, close to the spot where Woodson is thought to have come ashore on the now peaceful beach that on D-Day was raked by German machine gun and artillery rounds before U.S. forces finally captured it and started pushing inland. U.S. First Army historian Captain Kelvin Braflad explained to the soldiers that the next step would be the medal's presentation to Woodson's widow, 95-year-old Joanne. It will be given to his family in a ceremony later this summer.
The fire is so heavy, everybody's just trying to get off the ship. Woodson gets off, wades ashore, gets up to the seawall, and then starts working his way down the beach. And what does he do as a medic? He's looking for wounded now. Even though he's wounded and he's bleeding, he starts immediately treating the wounded huddled up along the seashore right here. And this is Corporal Waverly B. Woodson. This is after the invasion, so he's wearing sergeant stripes.
Justin Bemunyi, NTA.
And Justin Bemunyi also reports that the African Development Bank and technology giant Intel have formalized their cooperation to transform the African digital ecosystem. The partnership aims to equip 3 million Africans and 30,000 government officials with AI skills.
Sealed at the recent African Development Bank's annual meetings in Nairobi, Kenya, the deal will help create a critical mass of Africans proficient in fourth industrial revolution skills to accelerate growth and productivity and position Africans as contributors, not just consumers of fourth industrial revolution. The training will address socio-economic challenges, boost productivity in key growth sectors such as agriculture, health and education, thereby disrupting traditional growth cycles. Director of Government Affairs Africa and IGA CTO liaison at Intel, Benevu Akpokponto Soglu, confirmed that Intel looks forward to furthering its collaboration with African governments to make advanced technologies such as AI accessible to all, breaking down barriers related to geography, gender and ethnicity, and enabling widespread participation in the digital economy. The partnership will also support African countries, regional economic communities, and continental organizations in developing harmonized policy and regulatory frameworks in AI, 5G, Wi-Fi SE, data, and cloud. African Development Bank's Acting Director of Industrial and Trade Development, Usmane Fall, underscored the importance of digital skills for Africa's youth. He said, with advancements in digital technology, the world is rapidly evolving, and so is the African youthful population, projected to reach 830 million by 2050. To develop skills on a large scale and at the necessary speed, he said, Africa needs everyone's cooperation, adding that the bank is thrilled to collaborate with Intel to work towards this shared commitment. Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
In other news, Nigeria and Belarus have signed a 5-year action plan on strengthening partnership in agriculture and food security. The signing of the agreement took place in Minsk, the Belarusian capital, during a working visit by the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari. Musa Baba Ali reports.
Nigerian Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari was in Minsk, the Belarusian capital, for bilateral discussion on agricultural partnership between Nigeria and Belarus. The minister was received by Sergei Lukashevich, First Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Belarus. Together, they signed an action plan 2024 to 2029 on the supply of 2,000 tractors to Nigeria. This also includes supply of 9,022 units of assorted agricultural implements, 9,022 sets of spare parts, establishment of 52,000 service centers and tractor assembly plants in Nigeria.
The service providers will be in every local government, and they will have a training workshop in those service centers, the 52 across the country, so that they can train our young youth and women in operating those mechanized equipments.
The partnership, the minister said, will foster significant growth and development in agriculture, enhancing food security for both nations. The minister said the dedication to the collaboration reflects shared vision for a future of sustainable agricultural development and mutual benefit for the two countries. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Let's head to Saudi Arabia now, where the Nigerian pilgrims recently arrested by the Saudi security operatives in Mecca for not carrying a Hajj permit called Nusuk have been released. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria coordinator in Mecca, Dr. Aliu Tanko, who confirmed this to NTA News, however, affirmed that possession of the card is compulsory for all pilgrims. Jamilu Ibrahim reports.
Nusuk card is one of the latest innovations introduced by the Saudi authority aimed at improving the efficiency of the operational procedures for the annual Hajj exercise. The card, which is in digital and physical formats, facilitates easy identification of each pilgrim and is primarily aimed at preventing unauthorized individuals from entering the holy sites. Foreign and domestic pilgrims are therefore required to carry the card during their travel and movement throughout the Hajj season. The card is issued to Nigerian pilgrims by the NACON officials on arrival in Mecca and are enjoined to carry it along with them wherever they go. Some of the pilgrims don't, however, take the Nusuk card seriously and they leave it in the hotel room while going out, even as others say they are yet to be issued one.
I lost the thing. So they said they will do another one for me, and some people, we are many, they never give us.
2 of my roommates were arrested because of this Nusuk ID card.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria office in Mecca confirms the arrest of no fewer than 7 Nigerian pilgrims by the Saudi security operatives for not carrying the card with them.
They arrested 3 of our pilgrims in one instance and then another 4 in another instance. We had to struggle to get them out after taking them out of Mecca. By this, we said we must advise, we must sensitize our pilgrims to always be carrying the Nusuk card.
At the date of the commencement of the Hajj Raj's proper draws closer, the NACON assures all Nigerian pilgrims who are yet to get the Nusuk card that they will get it before proceeding to the Muna on 14th June 2024.
We are working daily to fix for everybody to get the card, and then to make sure they are active.
In addition to being a gate pass to all the holy sites for the pilgrims, the Nusuk card also provides key information about the pilgrims' personal data, address, and health records, which are linked to a mobile phone application. From the holy city of Mecca in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
You're watching the news on NTA International. We'll take a quick break. More reports shortly. Stay with us.
Fellow Nigerians, it is a good thing to be Nigerian. Good news! The Office of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is organizing the National Fabric Competition, the #One Nigeria Unity Fabric Competition. The aim is to create a fabric design that would be indigenous to Nigeria, showcasing our culture and unity. This competition is looking out for creativity, concept, and the message of unity. Open to Nigerian youths, both male and female, between the ages of 15 and 25 years. And guess what? You can apply wherever you are in the world, as long as you are Nigerian. The winner of this competition goes home with a cash prize of 25 million naira. Are you sure I will not apply for this competition? Submission of entries close on Sunday, 30th of June 2024. Submit your entries by sending pictures of your designs via email to unityfabric.ofl24@statehouse.gov.ng, making sure you capture all parts of your designs. Together, let us unite Nigeria!
You're welcome back. President Bola Tinubu has approved the mandate for Office of the Special Presidential Envoy on Climate Action, as well as expanded the Green Economy Committee membership.
Information and Public Relations Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Segun Imohiosen, indicates that by the President's directive, the Office of the Special Presidential Envoy on Climate Action shall be the lead negotiator on climate-related matters on behalf of the federal government and reporting directly to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The lead negotiator on carbon market and management initiatives on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has a mandate to integrate the work of the Intergovernmental Committee on National Carbon Market Activation into the climate action plans of the federal government and supervising interface between the Secretariat of the National Council on Climate Change and the NCCC Supervising Council, which is chaired by the President. It is also to coordinate all climate action-related activities across federal ministries, departments and agencies, legislative and subnational entities, which directly impacts the President's climate action and green economic agenda, with a mandate to directly engage other nations, international organizations and non-governmental entities to build coalitions and advance global climate goals in accordance with Nigeria's national interests. Also, part of the responsibility of the Special Envoy on Climate Action include the focal points of the federal government of Nigeria's engagement with the United Nations framework and its Convention on Climate Change, its meetings and other international meetings on climate-related and green economic matters, as well as coordinating the activities of all relevant federal ministries, departments and agencies towards the successful fulfillment of Nigeria's nationally determined contributions, among other responsibilities. The Presidential Committee on Climate Action and Green Economic Solutions has the Secretary, which is chaired by the President. Furthermore, the President has approved the expansion of the membership of the Presidential Committee on Climate Action and Green Economic Solutions, CAGE. The committee comprises additional members include the representative from the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, the representative from the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the representative from the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Gas, the representative from the Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, while also the NNPCL will be represented alongside the Special Assistant to the President on Energy Transition, Ms. Yasin Mohammed, the representative from the Energy Transition Office, Mr. Samkele Awakalu, and the Presidential Committee on Climate and Action and Green Economic Solutions will be inaugurated in July. The President emphasizes diligence, dedication, and patriotism in the execution of these critical national assignments with a view to realizing his administration's agenda on climate action and green industrial growth for the long-term benefit of the Nigerian people and Africans at large.
And President Bola Tinubu has also approved the appointment of Dr. Nkuruka Madwekwe as the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the National Council on Climate Change in an interim capacity, pending the confirmation of her appointments by the NCCC Supervisory Council. Dr. Madwekwe, 39, holds a Bachelor of Law degree and a Master's degree in Environmental Law and Policy from the University of Dundee, United Kingdom, and a doctorate degree in law from the University of Hull, also in the United Kingdom. She will serve as the co-chairperson of the Intergovernmental Committee on National Carbon Market Activation Plan. Dr. Madueke has over 15 years of national and international experience in climate policy developments and project implementation. She previously served as Nigeria's National Coordinator, Climate Parliament. The President has also approved the appointment of 40-year-old Ibrahim Abdullahi Sheleng as the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Climate Finance and Stakeholder Engagement, Office of the President. He is seconded to the National Council on Climate Change Secretariat, where he will handle all matters related to climate finance and stakeholder donor relations. The President has also approved that Mr. Sheleng is to assume the position of Secretary of the Intergovernmental Committee on National Carbon Market Activation Plan and serve as a member of the Presidential Committee on Climate Action and Green Economic Solutions, as well as the Presidential Steering Committee on Project Evergreen. Also approved is the appointment of 44-year-old Olamide Fagbuji as the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Climate Technology and Operations, Office of the President. He is seconded to the National Council on Climate Change Secretariat, where he will oversee the digitization of a new open procurement process and cross-departmental procedural optimization initiative. Mr. Fagbuji served as Special Assistant to the President on economic matters under the previous administration and was most recently the Technical Advisor to the Director General of the National Council on Climate Change on Policy Research and Strategy. He is a policy analyst and computer scientist. By this directive of the President, the aforementioned appointments are with immediate effect. The Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Technical and Vocational Entrepreneurship Education has empowered 120 successful trainees and 80 honorary awardees at the completion of a 6-week campaign-initiated program tagged Unlock Training Program. The program also offered fully equipped kiosks to certified trainees with various grants to Kickstarters to build and expand businesses and uplift many Nigerians out of poverty, in line with the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu presidency.
I am here to assure you that the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is thinking about you, not just because of this program, but because of the numerous initiatives he is creating across the country. An example is the inclusion of TVET in the student loan, the inauguration of Skills Council in Presidency, the Human Capital Council in collaboration with the governors.
The SSA to the President on Technical Vocational Entrepreneurship Education, Abiola Rogundade, says a robust initiative that provides opportunities for business proposal has also been drafted for exploit.
Your money, it will not get to you in full most times. So now, if any donor wants to help Nigerians, you help us for what we need, not what you think we need.
And we are also working closely with National Population Commission to have a number that might be NIN that will allow us to track progress of our students right from kindergarten up to tertiary level.
Senior government officials and other strategic partners commended the feats achieved within the period under review and urged youths and other Nigerians to take advantage, package and drive an engaging and productive system with short and long-term benefits. Elsewhere, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, has cautioned Nigerian citizens travelling through Switzerland regarding the possession of laser pointers at airports. This advisory follows the recent detention of Dr. Andrew Etsetowagan at Geneva Airport for carrying a presentation pointer in his hand luggage after the pointers had been banned in Switzerland back in June 2019. Chairman NIDCOM Abike Dabiri Ewewa noted that many immigrants might be unaware of this regulation and urged Nigerian travellers to exercise caution to avoid similar incidents.
But ours is to disseminate such information. So if you are holding this, you're not allowed to travel with it, particularly in Geneva, Switzerland. It's important, and we appeal to the Geneva authorities. Let it be on the at the airports, right? That you hold this, throw it, don't put it in your bag. I think that's just the simple information.
The NIDCOM boss emphasized the importance of raising awareness about such prohibited items in Swiss airports and urged the authorities to enhance their communication on such regulations, describing Dr. Andrew's ordeal as avoidable. Dr. Itzit Wagan, a public health expert and project director at the Center for Clinical Care and Clinical Research, Nigeria, was detained on May 25th after attending a United States Department meeting in Geneva. In the meantime, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission confirms the arrest of the 10 Nigerians allegedly trafficked to Ghana for prostitution. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Nabike Darbiri Erewa, says the girls, 8 from Imo State and 2 from Plateau State, are in safe hands. The girls are expected to return to Nigeria next week and will go over to NAPTIP for further investigation. All right, that's all the time we have for the news now. Thanks for your time. I am Dennis Adigunlu.
To watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
Female genital mutilation is any partial or total removal of the female genitalia for non-medical reason. FGM inflicts lifelong injuries on women and their female children. It constitutes a violation of women's fundamental human rights and threats to bodily integrity. Globally, more than 200 million girls and women alive today have undergone female...
Did you know that the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, has 3 executive directors? The Executive Director of Finance and Admin, the Executive Director Operations, and the Executive Director Maritime Labor and Cabotage Services. Check them out on our website for more information. Welcome to NIMASA This Week. I am Eugenia Abu. It's always good to see you.
Any vessel operating coastal voyage in Nigeria must mandatorily have on board the following: vessel logbook, vessel port of call, vessel particulars, which include registry certificates, safety equipment certificates such as safe manning certificates, builder certificates, load line certificates, tonnage certificates, radio certificates, insurance certificates, classification certificates, passenger ship safety certificates, service certificates, cargo ship certificates, and waiver certificates or receipts. Vessel owners, captains, shipping agents, and members of the public are advised to note and comply.
Dr. Dayo Mobereola has been working tirelessly week in, week out to ensure that the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, is head and neck with the best of the best in the world. Take a look at some of the things he has been up to.
As part of ongoing efforts to strengthen collaboration between the Nigerian Navy and NIMASA, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, the Chief of Naval Staff, led a delegation of senior naval officers on a working visit to the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. Speaking during the visit, Vice Admiral Ogala commended NIMASA's efforts in implementing national and international maritime regulations and pledged the Nigerian Navy's support for the agency's success.
I want to first appreciate you particularly and NIMASA in general for the collaboration that we have been having with NIMASA. It is a collaboration that is intended for us to achieve the goal of the federal government towards promoting security and safety in our maritime environment and towards promoting the enabling environment for businesses to thrive, and by so doing increasing the contribution of the maritime environment to our GDP. As we all know here, the collaboration between the Nigerian Navy and NIMASA dates back to many years. I am privileged to have been there when it started. It started from the Hydro Department that was detached to be here in NIMASA before we now developed into the Deep Blue Project, the Maritime Guard Command Project, and so on and so forth. All these are intended for us to jointly achieve the objective of the federal government in terms of promoting the utilization of the blue economy. We are mindful of the fact that the role we are playing in NIMASA is a supporting role. And NIMASA being the regulator, being the lead agency in terms of regulation of the maritime environment, in terms of safety with our maritime environment, it behoves on us to give you maximum support to achieve that. Because if you look at our rules as prescribed in the Armed Forces Act, it says assisting and coordinating the enforcement of all maritime laws acceded to by Nigeria. And the word assisting and coordinating the enforcement means that we are to assist you and we are to coordinate with you. So as you make the rules, as you try to enforce the rules, it behoves on us to give you maximum support to be able to achieve that objective.
Speaking further, the Chief of Naval Staff also commended the agency's C4I Center of the Deep Blue Project and NIMASA's implementation of the Cabotage Act.
I want to acknowledge and also commend the agency for your consistent efforts, particularly in the implementation of the cabotage laws in Nigeria. We understand that it's a very daunting task, but NIMASA over the years have shown capacity, have shown willingness to do exactly that which it was meant to do. So we'll continue to fill in the gaps, and wherever you require us in implementing those laws, we are always there for you.
On his part, the NIMASA DG, Dr. Dayo Muberiola, acknowledged the role the Nigerian Navy has played over the years in supporting NIMASA to implement its mandates. Dr. Muberiola used the opportunity to assure the Navy of the continuous support of the agency, noting that it will be for the overall benefit of the country.
We are here to acknowledge the collaboration that has been going on between the Navy and NIMASA over the years. To start with, we have been together, we have been able to reduce piracy to zero in the last 2 years. Also, we have reduced drastically ICA robberies, and we want to maintain that. And when you look at the economy of Nigeria, you would strongly believe, and I'm sure you believe, that the blue economy is where the opportunity is. And if the environment is not safe, then we cannot attract the investment. The safety of the marine economy is important. The safety of the marine environment is key to the development of the GDP of Nigeria. So we appreciate what we are so far. We appreciate and we look forward to ensuring that we work together in future.
This is NIMASA This Week, where we bring you views and news on the maritime sector in Nigeria and across the globe. Don't go away.
The Honorable Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Matawale, also embarked on a working visit to the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. His mission was to inspect the agency's command, control, computer, communication and information system of the Deep Blue project, popularly called the C4I Center. Shortly after listening to the operators at the center, Dr. Matawale expressed delight at what he had seen, stating that the Defense Ministry is desirous of integrating the C4I with the Falcon Eye system of the Nigerian Navy.
Well, I'm impressed with the facility that I have seen, the C4I facility, which now we're going to think and see how it can be integrated with the Falcon Eye of the Nigerian Navy. Because all we need is to see how to secure our maritime domain. Both the Navy and NIMASA must work together to make sure that we get the desired result that we want. Yeah, all of them are doing very well, and that's why we want them to work together and to be integrated so that they should be communicating to each other. If the Falcon Eye and C4I are communicating, so if we have any crisis, one of them should communicate to each so that they should be able to fish out the criminals in the backwater and in the high sea.
The NIMASA C4I Center, with manpower composed of personnel from all security services in Nigeria, serves as the central nerve of the Deep Blue project. Utilizing modern technology, it facilitates real-time security information sharing among all Deep Blue assets, including the special mission vessels, helicopters, aircraft, fast intervention vessels, and specially purpose-built armored vehicles. Meanwhile, the Falcon Eye system of the Nigerian Navy is a state-of-the-art surveillance facility that incorporates various sensors located along the nation's extensive coastline. These sensors include radars, long-range electro-optic systems with thermal or night vision capability, automatic identification system receivers, weather stations, and marine very high-frequency radios for communication. NIMASA's executive directors, who were also present during the visit, addressed the media.
It showed the seriousness of our government in making sure that our waterway is secured and is here to see which area it can of importance that it can support us more. C4I is on its own is a very capable setup, and the Falcon safety. But when we combine together, I know we are going to get it better than what we used to do before.
A brief was done to him to actually understand what the C4I is all about, and he also brought about proposals of how the Falcon Eye can actually be intertwined with C4I to make it robust. Because right now, as it is, we actually do have a lot of vessels, that are on our waterways that are going unchecked. But then with this collaboration with Nigerian Navy and NIMASA,
The venue was the Navy town in Ojo, and the event was the capability demonstration by the intervention force of the Maritime Security Unit. Dignitaries present witnessed absolute professionalism as a simulation of piracy attack and effective repelling by the Deep Blue team. demonstration featured Special Mission Vehicle DB Abuja and DB Lagos, fast interceptor boats, and special mission helicopter, showcasing various tactics such as boat formation, vessel boarding, and overtake with the interceptor boats. A scenario simulated how the interceptor boats came with Special Intervention Force operatives to liberate the attacked vessel. The helicopters were used to drop the Special Forces onto the vessel under attack. This is casualty evacuation, as the team is well equipped for all scenarios. At last, the hostage takers were repelled and apprehended. With
Next of kin of some of the beneficiaries were also on hand for the exercise.
We have been fighting this thing more than 25 years ago. But I must really congratulate this government, Tinubu government, for showing interest to cross our money. Because a lot of us have gone. But glory be to God for those that are still alive to receive it for themselves.
More than 20 years, more than. I will be waiting for it. Even my mommy also wait for it. She's late now. I was very yesterday actually. But today I was able to complete everything they said I should do. And I'm done with it now. Everything I presented, I'm done.
Well, this process is process of verification of the agency fares for the payment of their pension. The last exercise was done around 2008, where they were paid gratuity. And we've been on the struggle for almost 20-something years, but thank God for the president's agenda of New Hope that brought hope to this agency fares. And you can see that the exercise is ongoing for them to be verified. The challenge that led to the delayed payment is just because of insensitivity of some of the government officials, because the judgment that was obtained from the Nigerian Industrial Court that says this agency federal must be paid, stipulated that they can pay both gratuity and pension. But then government paid them gratuity and then maybe the pension. And we've been on it all this while, but thank God today, the government have reasoned with us and now they want to do the right thing.
It's a thing of joy. I really appreciate Almighty God, first and foremost, for giving me life. Because everything is in the hand of God. So it's a privilege for me to be alive, to be a partaker, believing God for the finishing part of it. So the verification is something is free and fair.
I'm the next of kin for the seafarer. I would say it has been a very free and smooth operation, despite the crowd. I think the committee, they actually did a kind of a great job. Try to make sure that people are well coordinated. But I think one of the challenges was just that the crowd was just small, so you have to get your number and exercise enough patience before you get to your own number for you to be actually be interviewed. I came yesterday, but I was unable to complete my day. I came back this morning, which I've successfully done my own interview and everything has gone successfully.
Comrade Adewale Adeyanju, President General of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, was present at the Lagos exercise and spoke exclusively to NIMASA this week.
Well, this matter has been ongoing for almost 20 or 23 years ago. It has to do with their pensions, the agency freelancers that have been retired from the service. And you know quite well that NNSL is one of the government parastatals that was liquidated along with all the workers in the parastatal. So what we are seeing today is an exercise that the government has been directed that all the agency freelancers, retirees, those who have not collected their pensions should be verified physically, and that is what we are seeing today. Why they have not been paid up to this stage has to do with some bureaucracy that has to it. Government come, government go, but I think this present government, through the new DG and the former DG, are putting all their machinery in motion to make sure that the people are being verified and paid. So there won't be any issue of people that have contributed to the success of seafaring in Nigeria would not be what?
Smoke emission. The main cause of black smoke is an imbalance in the air-fuel ratio. This means that there is either a shortage of air or the fuel supply to the injector is not being treated properly. The black smoke comprises particulates, which are large fuel particles that are not broken down during combustion due to a lack of oxygen. The regulations for the prevention of air pollution from ships, Annex 6 of the MAPO Convention, seeks to control airborne emission from ships, and NIMASA is committed to reducing or completely eradicating pollution from ships.
What are you anchored on this week? For me, I'm anchored on beauty this week, specifically the beauty of a ship on approach. It's majestic, it's beautiful, and it's a sight for sore eyes.
Introducing the NIMASA Distress Response Call Lines for all maritime stakeholders, ship owners, seafarers, ship captains. Whatever your challenge or distress in the Nigerian maritime domain, please call 0803 0685 167, 0708 0005 956, 0700 0700 010. If you can't reach us on these lines, please call 0700 0700 020, 0700 0700 030. Also via VHF Radio Channel 16. Call and NIMASA will respond.
And it's a wrap on NIMASA this week. Join us again next week. On behalf of the team, I am Eugenia Abu. Thank you for staying with us.
The lights are on and the stage is set for dreams to take flight. Who will be the next idol? Watch Nigerian Idol live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and you get to decide by voting for your favorite contestant. You can vote via website, mobile site, or by using the My DSTV or My GoTV app with no stress. To vote via website or mobile site, simply visit africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol. Click on vote, register, and then enter your details and a password of your choice. It's easy and it's free. You can also get AWOOF votes for your favorite Nigerian Idol contestants. All you have to do is download the My DSTV or My GoTV app and you have more voting power at your fingertips. Visit the website for more information. Voting or
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone.